loves, and welcome back to another sketchbook tour. I've just finished this one literally earlier today, and as you can see, it's quite a full one. I've been working in this, I think, for at least 4 years. I know that I worked on this when I was working on my book. It's a Stillman and Byrne Alpha series, and yeah, we've got a lot to look through, so let's just get started. Oh, and hopefully the lighting's okay. It's just this little bit at the moment. I've got the curtain drawn, so hopefully it doesn't overexpose too much of the page. But this painting, I don't remember exactly when or why I did this. I remember not particularly liking it just because the flower didn't have much depth. But I decided to stick it in here. It was on a loose bit of paper, and I thought I'd stick it in, give it a background, and I think it turned out quite all right. I have been using this sketchbook a lot to give things a place. So here I got a package from Ruth Spear that came in this really cute envelope, and I've used this to stick some of my stickers on, and I also have kept letters inside from different artists that I love, and I have some more somewhere. Whenever I find them, I'll stick them in here as well. Then here I was just doing some value studies, looking at some stills from Nosferatu, and this is one of Monet's paintings, I think. This painting, so I've been working on practicing my portraits. If you've been following my channel, this is actually my most recent portrait. I did this earlier today. I did this in baby's first nap this morning and finished it off the last like 45 minutes while she was awake. I did end up rushing it at the end because I wasn't sure how long she'd be able to play independently, but overall very, very happy with how that turned out. And that is why we've got like paint here and my palette. I literally was just using that. And then here is just a small copy of a print that I made a little while ago. These were some plein air studies. So this one I actually did in plein air or on plein air, and this one was a exercise in my book showing how you can put together a landscape quite quickly. Here are more portrait sketches. Again, these are later on, and you'll see, I'll show you which ones were the first ones, but because I do my sketchbooks out of order, they're just going to be all over the place. So a few different portrait studies. I decided to use one of these pens just because I'm trying to get more of a minimal look to my portrait sketches, and I thought if I limit myself to just one pen rather than pencil where I can shade and stuff, then I can get a better idea of how to create shadows and things without shading. And then this is just a cottage that I painted on some watercolour, and then a few stickers here and there, and a cinema ticket as well. Then this was another exercise in my book, looking at using watercolour and coloured pencils at the same time, and also combining 2 or more images to, make something interesting. This was another recent one. This is a still from the film The Beach. I just wanted to paint a landscape, and I thought this one looked quite nice. I thought it would be a good challenge because of the low light. I do think I missed the mark a bit with at least this lower portion. I think I made it a bit too bright. But overall, I like the colours. I think it turned out quite nice, and I'm really happy with how the fire turned out. I think it has a nice glow to it. This is just a sketch of some stuff that was around my desk at the time. There's almost always something like this in any of my sketchbooks. If you ever have no idea what to draw, just draw the things around you. Then this is a print I made for Patreon a while back for like a crystal themed bundle, and then this is a bunch of stuff from the restaurant that Ozzy used to work at, a few receipts from when we'd eaten there, and like the stuff that they give you with your receipt. I thought, give that a home, save those memories. These paintings are also in my book. This is, I believe, the last exercise. Like, we build our way up into working on some realism painting techniques. So we've got some cherries and what's that, an anchovy, a sardine. Then these, I think, are also film stills. I'm using film stills a lot at the moment as references. I just find that you can find loads of great landscapes and also great portraits to study, lots of great facial expressions, and also really nicely framed landscapes. Then this was another exercise in my book, doing like flat illustration style. So you can see under this is like where I did my sketching and planning and testing out colours. Some little leaf sketches. I think I might have turned some of these into stickers. And a little bit more, some patterns, and then this chameleon that I painted the other day. Here was just a sort of journaly page writing about a nightmare that I had when I was really, really young. It's like one of my earliest memories is about woodlice. And since then I've been deathly afraid of woodlice. And then I have this sticker from By Bun and just a photo that I printed from my photo printer that came out all streaky, so I thought I could just stick it in here. So these are some more portrait sketches and a little bit of painting, but I think this is my last video. So this is more recent still. I was quite happy with how my sketches turned out and getting started with trying to paint. So this one came out really muddy and I thought I need to work on that colour blocking technique, which I used in this one. So that's where that first portrait painting that you saw came in. I was really trying to focus on blocking in the colours, not blending too much. This is like another still life. So again, just stuff that was on or around my desk. And this is like part of my book where I was showing how you can practice shading and just capturing different tones and shapes with pencil. So this is actually where I started with my portrait practice. I was taking a class on Class 101 taught by Asmahan something. I can't remember her full name. I will leave it linked on screen and down below. But yeah, she has a class on portrait sketching and painting in gouache. I haven't finished it yet, but I've already learned a lot from that. And it's nice always to like pour back into learning, and when you're trying to figure something else out, something new out, or change up your style or anything like that, it always helps for me to take some kind of class or really just spend some time studying, even just copying, to get a better understanding of how people are making things look a certain way. And then there's another cottage painting and these two stickers from a few more cottage paintings that I did around the same time. Oh, and this is from one of my Inktober's, but I had all of these, like I think I must have had, I guess 31 of these loose. I was doing like antique furniture with 3 different ink colours, I think. And yeah, I still have loads of these just loose and lying around. So I thought I'll start just sticking them into sketchbooks here and there. Oh, and a whale that I painted for a Patreon print. This is from the print, I just cut it out. I'm not sure where the original painting is. It'll be in another sketchbook. Then more Patreon prints here. So these are some seaweed, some coral, and then this one was a leaf that I turned into a sticker, I think. So this is the original painting and it got turned into a sticker. And I had this cool like magazine cut out. I think it's a serving dish or something, but I thought it looked really nice as a backdrop to this. Oh, I watched Conclave recently, and I remember as I was watching it, there were a few moments that I thought, oh, that would make a great painting. And this one in particular stood out, but I could not remember where in the film it happened, so I found it really hard to find it. Turns out this is like the last frame of the film, so I basically ended up watching it a second time just to find this still. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. This was quite a quick one. I mean, most of the page is black, so it didn't take too long, but I really wanted to capture that like framing and the light and the colours that are in this. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Then some practice with some sort of calligraphy, word art, and some facial expression practice from that lesson that I was taking. Some seas and skies. That is an early exercise in my book, getting used to blending with gouache and really any paint and mixing colours as well. Then these were the first ink portraits that I did. I really like these two. Yeah, this was the first time that I was trying to really minimise my portrait drawings. Let me know in the comments below if you recognise at least this person. I feel like this is the most likeness that I've got so far, but I'd be interested to hear your guesses for who this could be. And then here I was attempting to do something very realistic with coloured pencils. I really thought I could do that. I don't have very much experience with coloured pencils at all, but it was one of those things that I saw and I thought, oh yeah, I could figure that out. But no, people that do realism with coloured pencils are superheroes. I don't know how they do it. I think I have a video on my channel of me doing this, so I'll stop talking about it because I talk about it more in that. Then this is the sticker from that painting from before, and then this is the other painting that I did to go with that. So there's a sticker of this somewhere. I don't think it's in this book. And then I don't remember where that sticker came from. This is from Trot Blossom, someone called Trot Blossom on Etsy. And then this is a print of a painting that I made when I was sending original paintings to a handful of patrons. So whenever I made an original painting where they got the one and only copy, I would make a print of it for myself just to remember it. These are some bookmarks I painted. I think I turned these into bookmarks for Patreon. And then this is a painting that I had printed with foil where the drips are, and that was a Patreon print as well. And if you're interested in these, I do still have a handful of my Patreon sort of second sale up on my website, the Happy Mail bundles, where you can get different prints and things from all of the different bundles that I've done over the years. It's completely random, but you may get one of these prints, you may get these bookmarks, there's tons of other stuff as well, and those are on sale on my website at the moment, so I'll leave that linked below. Here I was having so much fun with the portrait sketches. I thought I would try out animals. It was a bit more challenging because of the fur and all the textures and things, but it was good fun. I like this little boar down here. What are those things called? Axolotls. And then this was another exercise from my book, looking at shading techniques with pen and ink. And I will also have my book linked below if you're interested. I feel like a broken record, but this is another exercise from my book, working on black paper using coloured pencils. This was a really, really fun one. So I drew loads of bubbles and lots of practice. So I ended up keeping a bunch of them in here. This is really good fun. If you have some black paper, it's one of those things that you can sort of get lost in and just do over and over and over again. And it's once you get the hang of it, it's quite easy to come out with something that you like the look of. Then this was another Patreon print, and these were some of my earlier portrait practice sketches, not the first. So here I was making a bit of progress with minimizing the detail, but these are in a video, so I'll have that linked up above. Here I was doing single line drawings, so this is all one line. It's a challenge to figure out where to put the lines and where to overlap and things like that to keep it as minimal as possible, but I'm really happy with how both of these turned out. Then here I was just journaling about a trip to Paris that Ozzy and I took on my 30th birthday, so 2 years ago. We went to this speakeasy. Ozzy had planned basically everything. So on my birthday day, he said that he was taking me somewhere special, and he took me to quite a rundown looking taco place, and we walked straight through, and it opened up into this really cool underground cave-like cocktail place that was really fun and interesting and exciting. So I've just written more about the places we went to. It was mainly restaurants and bars. We were only there for, I think, 3 days. We were there for a weekend, I think. Also, I don't know if you can see through the video, but this was an R, and I painted over the tail of it, whatever that part of the R is called. And the A I added myself because I used the word interiors. So I had 2 R's, no P, no A. And this is the, and the W from world, the world of interiors, I think that magazine was called. And these are the rest of the bits because I just finished this bit as well. And then this is more about that trip. So another place we went, some escargot that we had that made me violently ill on the day that we left Paris. So we had this for lunch, got home by like dinner time, and I was unwell for the rest of the day. Then this page is about painting quickly. So I was trying to challenge myself. This is a painting that took 27 minutes, and then I tried to paint that again in 3 minutes, and then I tried to paint it again in 30 seconds. Really great for seeing what the key parts of any painting are so that you can focus in on those and try not to muddy your paintings with too much detail, especially too early on. This again is an exercise in my book. Also very limited colour palette in this one as well. And these are gorgeous colours. I need to use these together again. These paintings I did for Airbnb, I think towards the end of lockdown. So international travel restrictions were still going, but they were doing a campaign about how the UK was opening up and you could go to visit English seaside towns over the summer. So these are just different English seaside towns that I painted for them, and I think they turned these into postcards. I can't remember what they used them for. Oh, and we're at the end already. So these are some more cottage paintings and just a random house, and that is the last page in here. So I hope you've enjoyed this look through my sketchbook. It's been a long time coming, finishing this one off, but I'm really happy with the mix of stuff that's in here. There was a lot more practice going on in here, and it's made a great home for memories and things. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.
Com cabelos cor de mel singela, seu nome é Mabel, é uma menina cheia de vida. Se vamos para a praia, não esquece a sandália. Olha pro céu.